So that's what it's about. That's what it's about. So these African Americans who complain and bellyache about the problem, they have to join or give money, support physically or through their human capital, support organizations or a organization that is mentoring and tutoring young African American boys, and then we can stop this crime. You won't see it done overnight, but every year you see some improvement. Man, mentor these young boys, tutor these young boys. All right, it's showtime. Well, the show has already started. I didn't do an opening. I'm coming in the middle of the show to do my little talk, and I'll come toward the back end of the show to do some more talk because I like to talk. And I don't, sometimes we need FaceTime, so here we are. Chicago. I'm hoping that this is the year that African Americans will finally. We don't have to come together. We really don't. We just have to do what we're supposed to do. Hopefully this is the year we really dramatically reduce the crime in the African American community here in Chicago. It's been going on for years, 40, 50 years, and it's really sad. And those of you who don't live in the African American community, because Chicago is a very segregated community, African American people are really crazy people. Remember that, the Mexicans know they're from Mexico, and the Puerto Ricans know they're from Puerto Rico, and African Americans are confused people because a lot of us don't want to claim Africa. A lot of us have the white bloodline. Some of us, like Barack Obama's children, remember, Barack Obama and Michelle Obama's children have a white grandmother, but you can never know that just looking at them because that's the way genetics work, okay? So that whole genetic thing, who's white, who's really white, you got all this white, and I'm pure black, and I'm better than you because I'm pure black, I'm more African. We just are crazy people. We are the descendants of slaves. We only been basically free, really free for the past, the majority of us, been basically free for the past 30, 40 years. 40 years since integration and assimilation was in full effect. So here we are. Here we are. And that's one reason why the African American community is full of crime. Because a lot of different factors. We don't like each other. We really don't. We don't trust each other. That's why when you come in the African American community, everybody, all these other nationalities, the East Indians and the Arab people, they could be Yemeni or whatever, Arab people and Asian people, Chinese people, everybody else run the businesses in our community because we don't like each other, we don't trust each other, we get jealous of each other. We don't run really good businesses for each other because we don't trust each other and don't like each other. And we need to air the dirty laundry. Yeah, it's time to air the dirty laundry, let it all out. The goal is clean neighborhoods, safe neighborhoods with excellent schools. I want to say, I say the same thing every week. There's nothing more to say. Clean neighborhoods, safe neighborhoods with excellent schools. Now people get mad at me on the internet, right? You go on the internet, I'm on the internet. You get on the internet and people get mad at me because I really put the onus on the black woman. Black women are the first teachers of the mothers. So you had crazy black women or just ignorant black women, they just don't know. I mean, not ignorant in a negative sense, you just don't know. I'm ignorant of a lot of things. And so here we are. So people write me and email me, well, Mark, I'm a single black woman. I had my kids when I was a teenager, and all my children are doctors and lawyers, and I got a master's degree. And I don't know what you see. I don't want to hear that. I really don't. For every African-American black woman or African-American child who came out the hood, came out the ghetto and get a good education, got a nice fancy car, live in a nice suburb, for every one of those type of people, most of us are languishing in hell. The solution is to, the long-term solution, and really almost the short-term solution, is to mentor and tutor these young boys. The prison industrial complex already knows that the black boys in the hood, suburban hood or city hood, don't matter, rural hood, if he's not reading at grade level, he doesn't like school, he doesn't like math, he doesn't like science, his family's destabilized, he's in the third grade reading at a kindergarten level, he's in big trouble. They have jail cells waiting for him. A lot of these black men in these neighborhoods, I'm barely I'm barely employable myself, so I ain't hating. I'm just telling you the truth. Most black men in these neighborhoods where I live in Auburn Gresham, they were unemployable, underemployed, and basically inept for a lot of different reasons. Racism is the foundation of all of our problems. We know that. Racism and white supremacy. Okay, fine, we know that. Okay, hopefully you do know that. But it manifests itself in that African American mother or that grandmother not making sure that young boy reads at grade level. That's why we have this crime in the community. And so we have to support her. See, this country, we have this myth that I became successful all by myself. I pulled myself up by my bootstraps. Give me a break. Few people do that. The rest of people like me. I've been saying in this show for over 10 years, I'm going to lose 30 pounds, I'm going to lose 30 pounds, I'm going to lose 30 pounds. Eventually, hopefully this year I would do it. I'm off to a bad start. It's already March. I'm taking this in February for a March show. It's already March, and I ain't lost a pound yet. But I need encouragement. See, most of us are not self-motivated. We need other people to motivate us. We need to be in a group, like a group thing to help us, like, AA or something, Alcoholic Anonymous. We need a group, some kind of psychiatrist, what you call it, whatever. Group, we help each other, encourage each other. Most people like me, they ain't self-motivated. We're motivated by external forces and whatnot. We need motivation from each other. Okay, well, I don't know how I got on that track, but here we go. I'll say this in the second part of the show, and I'm almost done. This phone is supposed to ring when I'm done. We'll see what happens. All right, call the president. I'm calling the president. I called the president, and I will call the White House again to ask the president of the United States, Barack Obama, to send money to Chicago for boarding schools. They have boarding schools already here. To make some new boarding schools for these young men. And I have videos about it. You've seen the videos. It have boarding schools for young men. There's only a small percentage of young men that need to be taken out of the Chicago. I mean, Mama signed the papers. We sent them downstate, 150 miles, 100 miles away from Chicago, 200 miles away from Chicago. And before the hormones kick in, when they're like 10 years old, 8 to 10 years old, whatever, take them out and raise them to be young men. So when they get the hormones in them, they won't get too crazy, won't be too crazy teenagers, and we can raise mannerable men that may be marrying your daughter. A lot of these black men can't have decent men to marry because we as a group, as a society, have not raised mannerable men, good suitors for marriage. We ain't done it because mama and grandmama them babied the boys. Just babied them. For good reasons, I understand. They baby the boys. Now they ain't worth marrying, and they ain't worth being good fathers either. But the people forget the thing about being a father and anything else. As the old joke goes, 80% of success is just showing up. 80% of success is just showing up. So call the president at 202-456-1111. Hopefully I'll put the numbers on the screen. Call the President of the United States at the White House, 202-456-1111. Or you can call the switchboard, 202-456-1414, 202-456-1414. You see I don't have the teleprompter. I have to read off a little sheet of paper here. Okay. If I had a teleprompter, I can look at you and read the words. Also, I want you to write the Mayor Rahm Emanuel. And people say, oh, what's the point? I'm on the internet every day, and I hear all these haters on the Rahm Emanuel. They ain't the point. If Rahm Emanuel got 10,000 letters from African Americans, just saying whatever they got to say, you say what you got to say, right to the mayor, he would get the message. People say, that ain't going to work. Believe me, if you wrote a letter, I said this when Mayor Daley was mayor. If you wrote a letter to Mayor Daley when he was mayor, or Rahm Emanuel, and say, we coming for you, believe me, you would get a phone call from the police or the FBI, okay? Somebody reads some of these letters and then get 10,000 letters from African Americans, maybe he'll listen. See, people talk this yank about Rahm Emanuel, but ain't nobody organizing to get a charismatic African American, a charismatic Latino, or a charismatic Anglo to run against Rahm Emanuel and beat Rahm Emanuel. You want to beat Rahm Emanuel, you just start now. You get a charismatic person. They got to be charismatic. They got to be glib. Like Harold Washington, he was phenomenal. Somebody close to Harold Washington, they got to be somewhat charismatic to beat Rahm Emanuel, because you ain't gonna have a lot of money to beat him. Rahm Emanuel got a lot of money, so you got to have some charisma. And really, if you want to beat, I don't have a problem with Rahm Emanuel. I don't. But if y'all those that do, you are reactionary. You want to beat him, you're starting out to beat him. But you start now by saying, we're going to beat you. Write him a letter and say, we're coming, we're going to take your job. Rahm Emanuel, of course, is at City Hall, 212 North LaSalle. City Hall, you know where it is, 212 North LaSalle, Chicago, 60602. 21. What am I saying? I'm dyslexic. See why I didn't go to college? I'm dyslexic. 121. I should have been diagnosed years ago. 121 North LaSalle, Chicago, 60602. See, I would get them all mixed up. 60602. A man's got to know his limitations, and I know mine. That's spelling. And reading, too. Call Philip Jackson. Philip Jackson for the Black Star Project. Call Philip Jackson because I always tell people we're not going to stop this crime until you, especially we Negroes, we coloreds, we blacks, we, we come by many different names. But we African Americans, we don't support an organization that mentors and tutors young boys. That's how you stop this crime. Because it's not going to start in the home. The home is just Kaputsville. The home is just totally destabilized. We got to have Saturday schools like Philip Jackson has Saturday schools, and we have to have mentoring and tutoring for these young boys, surrounded with young men and older men like me with some wisdom, and help these young boys. Period. Call Philip Jackson at 773-285-9600. 285-9600. Call Philip Jackson, the Black Star Project. I would tell you call Aisha Butler from Rage. She's in Inglewood, but I'm not going to get to her. Aisha's just great. Okay. Oh, my phone is ringing. I got one minute. Okay. Call Cyron Smith. Cyron Smith from the National Block Club University. Cyron Smith, National Block Club University. Cyron's been on the show. He's on always, all the time. He's a great guy. Now he's organizing block clubs, organizing people, organizing young people to stop this crime. And this is how you do it. 312-405-8844. Call site. This is home phone. Call them right now. 312-405-8844. Call Cyron Smith to stop this crime. If you're serious, get off the couch. Well, you can stay on the couch. Call Cyron. 312-405-8844. I'll see you toward the tail end of the show. There are people like me who, I hate to say blame, for the lack of a better term, blame the African American women for the plight, for some of the problems in the African American community, the low income African American community. Some blame has to be put on the man. I know that. I'm hard on the women because the women are the first teachers of the children. But the black woman, the mama and grandmothers, they run the black man away. They run the African American man away. Sometimes the boy is 15, 20, 25, 30, 45, 50. But because let's face it, I know that's a poor excuse that black man is so weak he don't even want to hear the mouth of the grandmother or the mother just hating on the brother. At some point he can't take it and he leaves his children. I know that's a weak excuse, but men don't want to hear all of that. And how does a man feel like a man when he makes less money? He's less educated than the woman. He can't buy all these fancy things the kids have, so you put the man down because he's making $5, $10, $15, $20 an hour. So they say, forget it, I just go. I don't want to hear your mouth. I'm making $10 an hour. I can't deal with it. I can't handle it. I'll deal with it when the kids get grown. It's complicated. There's enough blame to go around, but it's really, really complicated. That's why you have to first think about who is going to be the baby's daddy and who's going to be the baby's mama. You little kids and teenagers got to think about this. 20-year-olds got to think about this. Who is going to be the baby's daddy? Who is going to be the baby's mama? Because you got to deal with these people for a long, long time. Chicago is one of the murder capitals of the world, not just in the United States, the world. Chicago, the adopted home of President Barack Obama, birthplace of Michelle Obama. They're wonderful people, but it's going to take more than the president and the first lady to stop this crime. But we can ask the president, and we should ask the president to send some money. And I propose that the president send some money to Chicago for boarding schools. Now, boarding schools are just one piece of the puzzle. It's not the end-all, be-all. I understand. But we have to identify these young men, and the teachers know who they are.